everyone, I'm Smashley. In this video, we're going to be talking about how the truth will trigger the unawakened mind. If you are new here, smash that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. On this channel, we talk all things spiritual awakening, the light and the dark, so we can become aware and integrate, because that's necessary to become the version of you that can live out your infinite potential. And the truth will trigger the unawakened mind. When you expand your consciousness and you get tapped in to deeper levels of wisdom from within, from the voice of the Holy Spirit, from connecting with nature and talking to the trees, or however you receive wisdom. I'm not talking about listening to people on YouTube. I'm talking about receiving wisdom from tapping in within yourself. You have access to all the divine wisdom from within. It's encoded in your DNA. But we have to be able to access that from within. Until you access it from within, it's just knowledge. You can go read every spiritual book you want and listen to every spiritual YouTuber or spiritual figure in the public and hear what they're saying and know it, but you are not embodying it until you've tapped into that from within. So anyway, when you get to a certain state of consciousness and you are spewing wisdom, the truth will trigger the unawakened mind. People's perception is their reality. All right, and when you are in human consciousness, you perceive reality through a false character. You are perceiving the illusion as real. You don't actually know what is really going on here. And the truth goes against a lot of the stuff that we're taught in the physical as human beings. So if people hear your message and they disagree because they're perceiving reality through their limitation programs as a human being, they're gonna get triggered. And it's okay, because eventually, maybe not in this life, but they're gonna wake up at some point and start receiving the truth within themselves, and they'll be able to know the truth. So it's like, just because people perceive your message through their limitation program and get triggered doesn't make it not true. This is one thing that I've realized over the course of making content and like looking at the comments on other people's content. People will hear your message and make up their own version. They'll misinterpret it, make up their own version of what you're saying, and then insist that their version is what you're saying. Or like the comments on other people's content, I like read them and I'm like, that's what you got from this person's video? I did not perceive it like that at all. So it's like they're just people. They're just people having thoughts that don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what is really going on here. So when people in lower states of consciousness get triggered by the truth, they're obviously not going to think it's true. They're going to think you're lying or misleading people. But that doesn't make it not true, just because someone doesn't understand the truth. I used to be a total atheist and was in much lower states of consciousness throughout most of my life up until the last 8 years or so, 10 years. But if someone came talking to me back then, the way that I talk now, the truth that I know now, telling that past version of me who was so hard-headed and so egotistical that they thought they knew. They're so insistent that this is the way it is because I say so. And I would have never believed any of this either. I would have thought the person was nuts, okay? But now that I'm in a more expanded state of consciousness and I've received the wisdom, I understand. And not only that, I'm open to changing my perspective if presented with new wisdom or information. Like if I'm ever wrong about something, like if I tap into a deeper level of wisdom and be like, oh wow, my message was not true, even though it can be true through certain states of consciousness. That's what you have to understand. It's all one big paradox. There are different truths within the illusion in different states of consciousness, but the ultimate truth is that we are all one, and separation is an illusion. Creation is finished. There is no free will, right? That's the ultimate truth. But within the illusion, there's different states of consciousness and different truths within those different states of consciousness that are all paradoxes. You can't understand this with the mind, okay? It has to be understood with wisdom and experience from within. And that's what those people don't have yet. The unawakened mind that gets triggered by the truth, they don't have the wisdom yet. So we have to offer grace to these people and not get offended or not argue with them. If they're coming at you, it's like if you want to have a reasonable, mature conversation and sort some things out and try to see each other's perspectives and whatever, that's cool. But if they're trying to argue or name call or insult you or whatever, just let it go. They're asleep. They're asleep at the wheel. So just know, once you become awakened, you go into deeper levels of consciousness, more expanded states of consciousness, and deeper levels of wisdom. Those truths are going to trigger the unawakened mind. Especially when we get into this, we're all one, there's no victimhood. People are so attached to victimhood. I don't understand it. I guess if you would have told me this back then too, I would have been like, no, I'm a victim. What do you mean? But don't you see all the things going on in the world? But once you understand karma and how karma actually works, you won't perceive victimhood anymore. You understand that everybody's setting up their soul contracts with the victimizer, the victim-victimizer paradigm doesn't actually exist. It's an illusion within the physical realm. Because in the more expanded state of consciousness, in the higher realms, you set up the soul contract with that person to victimize you, so that you can integrate karma or get an emotional energy triggered to release. It all serves a purpose. So we have to just let people go along their own journey. They're not going to be able to understand from within what you're saying until they have the tangible experience of it themselves. So just ignore anybody that has anything to say about truth if they're in a lower state of consciousness. Look at them and honestly assess where their consciousness is at before you are open to changing your perception or going back on your truth. Especially when it comes to the victim-victimizer paradigm. That is something that is popping up a lot in my life right now. And I've had people leave comments about it on my channel saying that I'm being harmful to victims. And it's because they don't know the truth from within. They will have the experience eventually and understand and open their eyes to the fact that victimhood doesn't exist. All the victims choose their experiences. And oh my God, why would anybody want to choose a negative experience? Everything's supposed to be butterflies and rainbows all the time. It's a game, guys. It's just a game. This isn't real. Why would you go play Call of Duty or go steal a car in Grand Theft Auto or punch a hooker or a sex worker? Let's be politically correct nowadays. We don't want to offend the woke community. But it's a game. It's for entertainment purposes only. That person right there, source, that source, that source, that source, that tree is source, the grass is source, the rock is source, source, playing a game with itself. When you understand that, you will realize deeper levels of wisdom and truth. And that will trigger the unawakened mind. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.